Self-defense myth 32, pressure points. The reason we don't train pressure points, I've been over this in another video, but this one will specifically be just about pressure points, not about pressure testing. With pressure points, if we're stood in a class or just stood anywhere and we're both very calm and talking to each other, and I grab you by the webbing between your thumb and your finger, or if I push you in between in your elbow crook there, or in the neck, or here, there, or anywhere, then yes, it's going to hurt because it's nerve endings, obviously. However, in a real fight, one, we've got to take into account the adrenaline. The adrenaline is going to anaesthetize you to a certain extent. I've seen people, come away going, "Oh Jesus, I've been bitten." If you don't realise someone's biting you in a fight, you're not going to realise someone's trying to grab a hold of something. I will mention again UFC 48, Tim Sylvia and Frank Mir. Frank Mir breaks Tim Sylvia's arm. Tim Sylvia didn't know about it until the referee Hubdeen had stopped it and they were watching the replay on the big screen. If you can have somebody that is Frank Mir breaking your arm and you don't know about it, you're not going to feel a pressure point, is what you should be looking at there. If you take into account that the person you're fighting might be on drugs, it might not just be the natural high of the adrenaline, it might actually be some serious hardcore narcotics where they're not seeing you, they're seeing a great big purple dinosaur or whatever. Going for pressure points isn't going to work. Next up, clothing. If I'm wearing a big winter jumper and a big winter coat, and then you're trying to get your thumb in there, you're not going to be able to find the pressure points through the clothing. That's the other thing. The next thing, of course, is I'm probably not going to just stand there with my arms out waiting for you to pinch something. Yeah. So if you look at any of the security footage of fights that you can get readily everywhere on video sharing websites, you'll see both people sort of keeping their distance, then coming in swinging wildly, then coming away, and then going back at it. Nobody really stands there long enough where you're able to pinch something. Yeah, it's not going to work. If you think of how tiny these pressure points are, and you're expecting under the adrenaline dump where gross motor movement is king, fine motor movement isn't going to be a factor. It's gross stuff. It's just clobber them and run. If you think under those conditions you're going to be able to pinpoint that exact pressure point, that you're then going to be able to subdue the person long enough for them to give up or whatever. Again, objective. If you pinch a nerve hold on me or you get a pressure point and I go, yeah, I give, all that means is that as soon as you let go of that, I'm going to clobber you from behind and make you pay for it. The idea of just apply enough pressure to make them quit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Pain compliance works for security to an extent. That's not what this channel is about. This channel is about self-defense. Objective of self-defense, get ourselves away from the danger as quickly as possible whilst taking as little damage as possible. So the pressure points, they don't work if you've got the adrenaline going through your system. They're not going to work on anybody who's high as a kite on God knows what. They're not going to work when you've got the person wearing thick clothing. They're not going to work when the other person in front of you isn't standing still letting you pinch them. I don't like pressure points. They're too finicky to move. They're too finicky to work. They take too long to train. The RBUD syllabus is if it takes more than 10 to 15 minutes to teach you, it's off. That's why everything is very basic and simple, because it's the scruffy stuff that works. In the time that you would take someone to memorize where the pressure points are, to learn how to go into there, to find a way of subduing the person, to get close enough to them to start doing it, all that time would be much better spent teaching people a right cross, a left hook, running. So that's why we don't do pressure points. They're not as useful, they're not as successful, they don't have a higher percentage rate of success as I would like to have in a self-defense maneuver. Any questions, comments, queries, or suggestions? If you practice pressure points and you completely disagree with everything I've said, please leave a comment. Please keep it respectful. Like, share, subscribe. Train hard, train smart, stay safe.